Christian leaders, this is Pastor John Richards, and welcome to the Christian Leaders Book Club.
Hey, Christian leaders, I'm Pastor Christopher J. Harris, and I'm your co-host, Christian Leaders Book Club.
What's up? Happy
Afternoon.
man, listen, it's February. In fact, we've got 35 more hours of Black History Month left. Is that what we're doing?
And we counting down Black History Month.
And this has been a at least for my house, man, this has been a good Black History Month, man.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, man. I'm on the same page. My kids are they are living Black history, and my daughter's actually doing Coretta Scott King today at her school. So we in it. She got the full suit and the glasses and all the things, man.
Oh wow. Yeah. So yeah, because y'all celebrated a birthday this month too.
Yep, February 10th, man. 11-year-old. I got 11-year-old now.
Yep, I got my one birthday is February 1st, and the other one is February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Oh wow, that's right. You got the double whammy on 14th.
Yeah, it's a blessing. It's man, this book that we're gonna jump into today was absolutely refreshing.
It was nice, man.
Yeah. Oh, this is so good, man. This was so good.
Yep.
Listen, to those of you that are jumping in today, or you're watching this on whatever platform you're on, we are here once a month for what is called the Christian Leaders Book Club, and this is our third year that we've been doing this. I can't believe I'm saying that because time is flying.
It's crazy.
By. Yeah, we're having so much fun doing it, man. But this is our third year, and this is one of the how do I want to say this? This is probably one of the most refreshing, life-giving things that I get a chance to do, man. It really is. I like because it's intellectual. Sometimes it's stretching us, right? It is relational. You and I get a chance to connect on stuff publicly that we would do privately anyway. Talk about what we're reading and ups and downs of that. Man, I was at a conference, Pastor John, last week, and a guy walked by me and he was like, "Hey, I think I know you, man. Have we met before?" And I was like, I don't think so. I was like, "Tell me where you're from, whatever, you know how you're trying to say to people, I don't know you."
Right. And be nice about it.
Yeah, be nice about it. Man, he watches, he's watched one episode. He couldn't remember my name. But he watched one episode of our book club last year. And
wow.
Yeah, man. And he was like, man, he's like, it's like my schedule right now just doesn't allow me to be on every month. But man, as a result of meeting you in person, man, I'm gonna commit myself to watching this, on the replays. So shout out to Matthew in New Jersey.
That's what's up, man. You just never know, man. A random conference, huh?
Bro, listen, let me tell you something. And I was on the way to the restroom.
It was like coming to America.
Oh my God.
Oh no, just the man I met in the restroom.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So this has been good. So those that may be new, let me let you see where we have been this year. Sometimes I feel like, Pastor John, it would be great for us to show the last 3 years, but we don't have time to unpack the last 2 years. But you can go to our YouTube pages and our social medias and check out the previous book clubs. Pastor John, last month was interesting.
Yeah, man. We went into a bestseller that crashed out on us, man. We thought we were gonna start the year off with a bang, dude. It was like womp womp. We read the let them theory. All our friends, we had friends telling us about it, church members telling us about it, like, y'all need to read this. And I crossed all them off the list of giving me any kind of recommendations. Every one of y'all gone.
Let me shout out our men's ministry pastor. I'm gonna call his whole name, Pastor Forrest Fleming. This book, he said, was so good, he bought me my own copy. I had 2 copies of the book, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pastor Forrest, I love you, man. But now I'm side-eyeing you because of this book recommendation. I'm just saying. And I'm gonna tag you on this post. I'm watching this, Pastor Forrest. Let him know I gave him his shout out.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You already had a copy. Now you got 2 copies of a book you don't like.
Actually, I gave one of the copies away to somebody else.
You gave somebody a book you don't like.
And I told them.
Okay, I hope you told them that you didn't like it. Otherwise, you'd be in that category too.
I told them, and I sent them a link to our conversation.
Good.
Yeah. Man, I'm excited about this book. Today, we get a chance to talk about Marriage Be Hard from Kevin and Melissa Frederick, better known as Kev on Stage and Miss Kev on Stage. And it's going to be so much fun. We'll get into that in just a second. Next month, we're dealing with Simply Jesus by N.T. Wright. That's going to be so much fun. I hope. Great. Yeah, N.T. Wright is a good writer, so I don't doubt that we're not going to enjoy that. What's the next one there?
Love Does by Bob Goff, which I've heard a lot of great things about from a lot of people. Now, let them theories just a few people. This is from a lot of people saying that Bob Goff is a good writer, and that's one of his essential reads. So I'm looking forward to reading that one.
Can I go back just for a second?
Yes, sir.
Bro, I walked into a bookstore, Barnes and Noble, and the Let Them Theory book literally had an entire display. When I say an entire display, there had to be at least 200 to 300 books on that display.
Man, listen, they be
I'm like, they need to let them take this down.
they be trying to make you buy stuff. Like, bro, nobody don't want that book, and it's green too, so it's like it pops out.
Y'all need to let y'all take this down.
Yes, down, all the way down,
all the way. We got next. We got Ego is the Enemy. I think that's going to be fun. That's been highly recommended. We've got Juneteenth, which is right appropriate. Pastor John, I don't know if you saw it. There was a mayor in the Midwest who sort of went viral a couple weeks ago because he voted for his city to stop recognizing Juneteenth.
In Utah. No, Iowa. I think it was Iowa. One of them. I can't
remember which state. Yep, I can't remember which state.
I saw that. And they were going to replace it.
Yes, sir. With Columbus Day.
Columbus Day.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. No, the craziest part is that he said nobody has talked about Juneteenth up until the last 4 years.
Man, what?
He said this is a new holiday.
Okay. Tell him he's about how many 100 years behind?
He's a few 100 years behind, brother. A few 100 years behind. So we got Juneteenth in there. The next book that we got there, we're going to be dealing with. It's called, let me see.
Religion of American Greatness.
There you go.
Paul Miller. Because I couldn't read that either, man. My eyes ain't that good. I couldn't screen, but I got it on another screen. So this is a good companion piece to Juneteenth because it's going to talk about how this American exceptionalism is actually a religion for some folks. It's a faith practice. And we've seen that play out in real time.
Yes, sir. Then we've got the common rule, habits of purpose in an age for an age of distraction. That's going to be really good. Our guy, the Reverend Dr. Charlie Edward Dates.
What hath justice? He said hath justice to do with righteousness. He got the old King James in there. So I know he's gonna be.
I wonder how his editors challenged. I would love to be a fly on the wall when his editors tried to correct him on that hath.
He was like, "Oh no, we black. We're gonna be all the way black on this one." And they were like, "Oh, you're Charlie Dates. Okay, we got you."
Yeah. Think Again, Adam Grant, Surrounded by Idiots, Thomas Erickson, and then we're gonna land the plane this year by talking about No Cure for Being Human by Dr. Kate Bowler. who is a professor at Duke Divinity School in North Carolina. So it's going to be a great year, man. It's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year. And we did our rubric. We did our rubric last month, which is how we got to and arrived at the place objectively for let them theory to crash and burn.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just have a feeling that this month our scores are going to be very, very high.
I got a feeling too. I've got a feeling too. Yep.
So I've written. I'm sorry. I've read. Maybe I was trying to prophesy just then, but glory to God. Yeah. But I've read probably over the course of my life, probably over 100 or so marriage books.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably one of the best ones.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. It's not even written by like a pastor or pastor and his wife. And it really is. I would commend it to any Christian couple,
anybody,
premarital counseling, any of that stuff, man. It's actually a really good book.
It is theologically sound. It is practical. It is funny. It is honest. It is authentic. It puts the questions out there. It brings you behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
They acknowledge, I love in some chapters that they were saying we're still working through this. I could not. Here's the thing I was thinking about, Pastor John. And we're both married men.
Mm-hmm.
I could not think of a topic as it relates to marriage that they didn't cover in the book.
I mean, I was looking at all the topics. I was like, hey, I think they ran the gamut.
They ran the gamut, bro. They ran the entire gamut. And I love how they opened up the book by framing their childhood, like coming into marriage, because that's a huge part of marriage, man. Yeah. Who you are before marriage has a big impact on who you are now.
Yeah.
The name of the book is called Marriage Be Hard. That's what we're discussing right now. Marriage Be Hard, Angel. So welcome to the room. We're glad to have you. Marriage Be Hard. Just an incredible. So let's start big picture, and then maybe we can start breaking down a few chapters. Pastor John.
Yeah, that'd be good. So big picture for me, man. Big picture for me is always going to be structure.
Yep.
I'm a big structure person. I know you are as well. And
yep.
last month we talked about the book being all over the place or just being very repetitive.
Yeah.
There was a theme running through this book. I talked about it in the last session. It might be bad grammar, but it's good writing.
It's good writing.
Marriage Be Hard is subsequently followed by chapters that have Be Hard.
Be Hard, yes.
Different categories.
Yes.
Expectations be hard. Communication be hard. Sex be hard. Jealousy be hard. Yes. Marital roles be hard. So they walk through each one of these topical categories per chapter.
Yep.
And it helps someone, especially if someone's going through infidelity issues, to go straight to that chapter and say, man, I wonder what the Fredericks had to say about this. You know what I'm saying? So topical chapters were very helpful in laying out their outline of the book so that I could see what that looked like.
The only thing that I thought was kind of interesting, I shouldn't say the only thing, one of the things that I thought was kind of interesting, the chapter about parenting be hard, they actually spent a lot of time on sex in that chapter.
They actually did. I think they revisited sex a couple of different times in different chapters. I was like, there's a chapter on sex, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, yes, I guess sex is a part of parenting. You got to figure out some things.
Well, I get like they actually dealt with it quite a bit more toward the end of the chapter when they were sort of framing, we want to raise our children to have conversations that we didn't have and all of that. Mm-hmm. I thought they spent a lot of time in that chapter on parenting, on sex, and then there probably could have been some other things that they could have covered, but I get it, right? And I think maybe a great compliment to that. I don't know. Well, we did discuss this in our first year, the parenting book by Andy and Sandra Stanley in year one.
Yeah, we did. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a good book that can complement that chapter. But I actually, the other thing that I appreciated is, so our the title of this platform for us is Christian Leaders Book Club, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our target audience is primarily Christian leaders.
Yeah.
And if there's others that want to join in with us, we're absolutely happy for them to join in with us. Hey, cover that up, man. They ain't giving us no sponsorship.
My bad.
I'm just joking. But what I appreciated is that the book was unapologetically Christian, but written from a perspective that whether you were Christian or not, you could grab a hold of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way that I'm trying to maybe say this is there are many things in the book that if you are particularly African American and Christian, you just immediately, it makes sense, like what he's saying, right? Growing up a certain way, certain conversations said a certain way, certain one-liners, certain, all of that, just all dot, 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 dot. He connected the dot. They connected the dots. He and his wife both in so many real ways. And I even love, like, when she got to the chapter 11 about self-worth, she said, like, this is a chapter I'm writing. This is a love letter to women. Guys, you can listen in too. And man, I developed so much empathy from that chapter for what our Black Christian women have to navigate and deal with. So it was solid, man.
And here's the crazy part, man. So this book was birthed out of their podcast, which they had multiple episodes, brought in multiple experts to come talk about different areas. And I think that was a good outcome because they're not recording the podcast anymore, but this is something that could live on forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they're able to write this as an outcome of their time together with a lot of professionals and then talking about their own relationship.
Yeah. One of the critiques that I have of the book is throughout the book, as a result of the podcast, they referenced multiple names of people that they interviewed, multiple people brought on the podcast. And I thought about, like, hey, give us those names, right? Or
names. Yeah. Give us the names or give me a link to the episode so I can go and listen. You gave me a little snippet.
Yeah. Or even if there's a list of people, a list of resources that you recommend on this topic, if somebody wants to dig in a little bit further, because multiple times throughout the book, Melissa both and Kev would acknowledge, like, Melissa was the researcher, right? She come out, like when they were talking about the communication conversation, she would research certain things about communication, the podcast, the books, and then bring that knowledge to the relationship. And then they would kind of figure out how to adjust it for their relationship. So I'm like, okay, Melissa, so all that research you did, you should have told them, like, that should have been a page at the end of each chapter.
Yep. At the end of each chapter. Yeah.
At the end of each chapter. Because it's great. So, and that's not a critique to take away anything from the book at all. That's just like me thinking about, how do you leverage the conversations that we're currently having and all that stuff. So, all right. So, overall, would you recommend the book? 0 to 1 is no, 2 to 3 depends on the person. 45 is yes. I already know who I'd send that to. What you got, bro?
That's gonna be top number. What was it?
5. Yeah, man.
5?
I'm at a 5.
Yeah. I'm there too.
Absolutely gonna recommend the book.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, absolutely gonna recommend the book. I want to go through the rubric, and then we're gonna talk about some of the specifics from the book. How about that?
For my rubric now.
Okay, I'll give you a second to pull it up. But I want to invite everybody. Make sure you go get the book. And in fact, let me while Pastor John is pulling up his rubric, I'm going to put a link to all of our book club books in the chat on the platform that you all are watching it on. And that way you can stay abreast of what we got going on. The link to connect with our book club is already in the chat, so you can connect with that there already. All right. So here's the link for all the books, so you can check that out and grab those books right there. All right. You got it, Pastor John?
can't find the thing, brother.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I
Uh-oh.
know.
A failure on Notion. A failure on Notion. Houston, we have a problem.
Oh man, where's the thing?
Ain't that something? I was able to go right to my Evernote and pull mine right on up.
There you go. You're a hater, man. All right, go ahead. Let's go. Let's just go ahead and go. I'm gonna remember my numbers.
Yeah, for those that don't get it though, that was me throwing major shade to Pastor John because he spent 3 months, 4 months trying to get me to convert to Notion, and I'm like, I'm perfectly happy over here where I'm at.
Haters, man. All right, 5. We both got 5s.
Yeah, and I'm writing them down. Number 2 was about author's credibility. How trustworthy is the author as a guide? Man, listen, what? So this deals with expertise, evidence, transparency, fairness, consistency, and ethics. Was it questionable? Was it solid? Was it highly credible? Et cetera, et cetera. So 1 to 5. 5 being absolutely credible, 0 being no credibility at all.
I gotta go 5 because here's the thing. They talk to folks, number 1, but then they also talk from their experience. Like they told you their book was going to be experiential.
Yes, sir.
They didn't say I have a PhD in MFT, or I have an MFT or PhD in family studies. No, we talking about us. And so when you talk about you, I expect you to be the expert. So that's going to be a 5 for sure.
Absolutely. For those that don't know it, Pastor John is highly educated. That MFT stands for degree in marriage family therapy, for the record, just so y'all know. We're not trying to throw acronyms to just overwhelm y'all. We just, Pastor John is fluid in that way as an attorney.
I'm not as educated as my brother Christopher, but I'm working on it. I'm working on getting there.
Whatever. All right. Was it fun and engaging? My goodness. Was it fun and engaging?
Wait, first of all, he's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
And she's lightweight funny too.
Bro, she was dropping some stuff on there. I was like, okay. So you got a little humor about yourself too there.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. So engagement's through the roof on this one as opposed to what we experienced last month.
Yeah, so your number is 0 to 5, dragged, confusing, hard to stay with. 6 to 10, steady, but it was uneven, some slog, some sparkle. 11 to 15 was a page turner, clear flow, hard to put down. What you got?
Yeah, I'm 14.
Okay, you're gonna go 14. I'm gonna go 15 on it.
Okay. All right.
Yep. All right. Then we've got quality of the content. Did it give something worth chewing on? 0 to 7 means that it was thin, repetitive, shallow. 8 to 14, there was some strong ideas, but not fully developed. 15 to 20, was it rich, thoughtful, layered, or genuinely illuminating? A part of that prompt there too is, did it change how I think or see something?
So I got 18.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 20.
Okay, 20.
Yeah,
so on the 20, you're saying it changed a way you thought about one area, one of these pieces?
A bunch of them.
Okay.
Yeah, a bunch of them.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. I was about to say, if you want to talk about it now, we can, but we can circle back. Okay. Let me make a note so that we don't forget that. Change perspective. All right. The flow of the content. How well was it made? The writing, the structure, the pacing, the clarity. 0 to 5 means it was messy, unclear, poorly organized. 6 to 10 means that it was competent with noticeable flows. Lord have mercy. Noticeable flows. And then 11 to 15, excellent execution, tight and effective.
I'm gonna say 15 because I like the fact that they went back between their perspectives and it seemed pretty seamless.
Yeah,
and you knew who was speaking when.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 13 just because of some of the things that I was telling you about earlier. I think there was a couple chapters where they went a little heavy-handed, maybe on a topic that could have
Oh,
been
yeah, yeah.
a chapter.
Mm.
Um, and maybe a little bit, I mean, the flow was good, but I think they kind of flip-flop back and forth to the sex thing. Not that that's bad, I mean, because it's a major conversation in sex, I mean, in marriage, but right.
Mhm.
Did the author tell us what they were going to tell us, and then did they do that? Yes, they did, absolutely. Was it refreshing and worth the read?
Yes. Whatever the top number is the number. Yes.
10. 10.
10. That's a
10.
10.
Yeah. 10. Man, I wish we you know what else we need to do? I'm gonna get the visual make a graphic of the rubric. But you know what else we need to do, man? Like the slam dunk contest. We need to get us the cards.
Hold them up.
That would be fun.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Next area. Can it generate discussion? Did it linger after the last page? 0 to 3 is forgettable. 4 to 7 is some memorable moments and ideas. 8 to 10 stuck with me. I'll reference it later.
Yep. 9.
I think I'm gonna do a 9 too. Like there was some stuff that was, like you've read it before if you read marriage books, but I think their perspective, right, is what stood out. So I'm definitely right there with you on that 9. I like that. And then how good was it for a book club conversation? So 0 to 5, yep, that was a book. Not much to talk about. 6 to 10, a few strong discussion lanes. And then 11 to 15, it kept the room buzzing. A lot of debate, emotion, reflection, all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a good strong 13.
All right, I'm gonna give it a 14.
Okay.
All right, let's add it up, brother. Let's add it up. Let's add it up. This is how we do.
I think we both know what category it's gonna be in.
Oh yeah.
So for those of you who maybe just joined us, we do a grading rubric for all of our books each month. This month we're reading Marriage Be Hard by Kevin and Melissa Frederick. And we just went through our grading rubric, which is going to tell us whether or not we suggest the book for anyone moving forward. We've been doing this for the past couple of years. This is the first year we're actually grading each one of the books on a scale and based on certain questions that we're asking. So he's adding them up. We're about to get these total numbers and see what the total is for each of us. To see if we're in the space.
So 90 to 100 is a book club banger. It's a must read, the fire emoji. 80 to 89 is a strong recommend. 70 to 79 is good with caveats. 60 to 69 is mixed with meh. And then below 60, it's not for this club. Pastor John, I'm disappointed in your scores.
Oh boy. Is it below 90?
It is.
Oh man. What's the 89? What's the one below 90?
Strong recommend.
Oh man. I mean,
I'm at a 92. It's a book club banger.
You at a 92?
Man, you got to give him some extra credit, man. I need you to be over here in the 90s with me, man.
Man, yeah, I'll give him 2 points extra credit, man. We'll go 91.
All right.
We'll go 91. Yeah.
All right.
It's a banger. I liked it. I demand a recount. No, I'm playing.
George Bush, is that you?
Right. No, this is a great book, though, man. I definitely would recommend it to any couples who are married. Here's the interesting thing, Pastor Christopher. Their story isn't like isn't like my story and me and my wife's story, and it may not be like you and your wife's story, but there are common themes that weave themselves in and out of marriages that you found were agreeable in the book. You know what I'm saying? They were like high school sweethearts. They called themselves very churchy. That ain't my testimony. So hearing that perspective from them was very helpful for sure.
Yeah. Me and my wife are not high school sweethearts, but definitely met in college and married young. And I could, I think the other thing that's a little bit of a different aside about the book is for those of us that are sort of in the Black Christian space, at least from my perspective, this may not be the case for you. I mean, we've all watched Kev's career
Yeah.
evolve,
Yeah.
and you feel like you're talking to your cousin,
Mhm.
right? You
Mhm.
feel like you're talking to your cousin, and so I think that's the other thing that made this book so insightful. I didn't come in reading the book with like a certain level of expectations. Like I didn't come in saying, "Oh, this book is getting ready to like totally change my life." Nor did I
Mhm.
come in saying, "Oh, this is going to be trash." But I was. It's like if when a family member does well, like I walked away from the book like, "Man, this was really good." Like,
Yeah, I feel
oh
that
my
same
God,
way,
you did
man.
the thing.
You know, when I was in Chicago working for a Christian publisher, we did a feature in our young adult magazine on the Playmakers,
Oh
which
wow, okay.
which was Kevin's group with his brother and with a friend.
Yeah.
And they were doing like church tours, comedy tours. So it's kind of interesting to see him evolve from that to
Yes.
who he is today, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm like that proud cousin. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, we did one of your first interviews when you weren't, when ain't nobody know you, not many people knew you, but
Yeah.
now,
And he
oh,
talked about playmakers in the book.
oh, does he? Yeah, he did. That's right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Playmakers in So let's do this, Pastor John. I mean, we've got about maybe 25 more minutes or so
Mm.
before time is before us. What's one thing in the book that like was a light bulb moment for you, or was something that you were like, okay, I can see that.
You want to talk about masturbation?
No, that was actually going to come at a follow-up question, but if you want to go there, let's go ahead and go there.
No, 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 no. I would say I thought the marital roles chapter was pretty good, and I love the psychotherapist quote that they had there when
Mm,
it gives you like a great word picture
yeah,
to kind of characterize things.
yeah,
They quote Esther Perel. I think her name is Perel, maybe Perel. But
yep,
when you pick a partner, you pick a story, and
yep.
then you find yourself in a play you never auditioned for.
Find yourself in a play you never auditioned for.
I mean, that's just an amazing picture, right? You
Yes,
know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Yes,
So,
sir.
so that was one of the things that, as I'm reading the book, I'm like, man, that's one of the things that you would talk to folks about in premarital counseling and say, hey, look, pull that quote, have a conversation with them about that, just because everybody comes into marriages with certain expectations, right? And so
Yep,
that help set some context around the relationship.
yep, yep. Um, what was insightful for me, just because it's a phrase that I've quoted it before, have taught it before, but I think it was just maybe insightful to hear their perspective on it. Was actually the divorce is not an option.
Mm,
Was that no? It wasn't the last chapter, chapter 10. We talked about divorce be hard, and of course, they're not divorced, but
mm,
they talked about her parents' divorce and what that did to them and the impact that it had.
mm.
And just to hear them say, like, we actually do ourselves a disservice when we say that divorce is not an option.
Mm.
Because number one, the statement is actually not true. Divorce, it can be
It
an option.
right.
Um, but then secondly, like it really should demand upon us a commitment to adjust, change, pivot, learn each other, learn the right skills, adjust new skills when necessary, be mindful of the seasons that we're in, all those kinds of things. And so
Mhm.
I think it was just powerful, right? It was a great perspective, I think.
Yeah, and it shows you that folks who have been through it and from a
Yeah.
familial perspective and knowing that their family's been through it, it
Yeah,
really colors your perspective on, man, it was an option for my parents.
absolutely.
And so that's one of the things. Um,
Yep.
my mom and dad divorced, and my stepdad and my mom were divorced, so, like, I
Yep.
grew up in the divorced household per se. So
Likewise.
I understood that. I understood where she was coming from they were coming from. And
Yep.
you're right, in the church, bro, folks be I listen, I cannot tell you the number of folks I talk to who stay in marriages because they have that perspective. I'm talking about abusive marriages
Yeah.
and have to have conversations, real conversations with them about what that looks like because their entire identity is wrapped up in the marriage,
Mm,
and this idea of divorce rips them not of the ring or that it rips them of their identity.
yeah.
Like, who am I if that happens? So that's real, man. It's very real.
Yeah, that's so good, so good. But you open up Pandora's box a little bit. Kev had a hot take. Actually, Kev had a few hot takes.
Oh, of course, as he always does.
Yeah, but let's deal with one of the most obvious ones. So I was nervous because in the earlier chapter about sex be hard, he sort of like teased it a little bit, and I'm like, so you gonna give this hot take and then not unpack this?
Right.
And then he actually unpacks it more when they get further down into the
it's actually in the parenting chapter, ain't it?
Actually in the parenting chapter. Yeah.
Yeah, he talks about his experience growing up.
Yep.
First of all, it was wild the amount of details he gave recounting his experience with self-pleasure. And I was like, okay, brother.
He definitely gave a lot of details, and I thought it was interesting. I was like, man, I wonder what their conversations were like writing this book. And I'm sure there probably had to be some chapters they wrote, and then they had to pause and go through some counseling sessions, and
right,
come back and pick it up.
And Melissa says over and over again, she's a little bit more subtle than Kev is, and we see that just in their everyday lives. But when he's talking about sex, it's just next level for him.
Yeah. So what's your response to that? So for those that are watching, and we're going to PG-13 this. When you read the book, obviously he's talking there. It's a marriage book, right? And it's about adults. They do a consistent job at debunking some of the Christian myths and Christian perspectives that are out there. And one of the ones that they tackle pretty head on, Kev talks about self-pleasure and essentially says, that at this stage of their life, they are not advocating for porn, but they do believe, based on conversations they've had, even some of the professionals they've had on their podcasts and other places, and that their own therapy, that there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So I thought that was an interesting take. Go ahead, Pastor John. What's your reaction? What's your thought?
Well, so I thought it was interesting as well. And here's the thing, we don't always have to agree. So the way I would have conversations with my kids wouldn't necessarily be there. I understand he's talking about owning their sexuality. Allowing the kids to own their own sexuality, right? Yeah. But I also think at the same time, as a parent, I could have real conversations with my children.
Yeah.
And also help them understand the potential the boundaries that need to be in place in order for them to be able to enjoy their sexual experiences later in life. Yeah. So that's where I'll probably would diverge with them on that. But understand they've had conversations with all these therapists and stuff. But as a Christian pastor, that's just how I approach it.
Yeah, this may be one of those topics where I feel like more than anything, it's worth a discussion, right? Mm-hmm. It's worth raising the conversation to explore with your spouse potentially, because yes, here's the traditional view. We all have understand the traditional view of how this conversation has been taught to us. Mm. I don't know how you engage in a self-pleasure perspective without there being the introduction of some sort of pornographic content or material. So I don't. He didn't impact that, right? Mm-hmm. The second thing that I think is more important, because this is in the chapter about parenting, mm-hmm. and in the conversation about parenting, I was intrigued that he did not introduce, and maybe this is just theological perspective for me, which is something that my wife and I have tried to at least have a conversation with our children about, mm-hmm. and that is a reliance on Holy Spirit, right? So rather than feeling like you got to always come back to me and my wife, mommy and daddy, there's going to be times as you mature that you're going to have to figure out where do you land on an issue or where do you land on a thing. And mm-hmm. we want to introduce you to having a healthy, working, daily dependence and relationship with Holy Spirit enough that you can go and ask Holy Spirit, what should you do about this? Mm-hmm. So, they didn't include that in their language in the book, but I think for Christians that has to be a part of the equation. That while we can, at points have fresh revelation on things that we observe in Scripture or things that we were taught, and
Mhm.
while we absolutely can question and sometimes adjust to what we were taught growing up, and sometimes when you know better, you do better. Others, professionals, clinicians, therapists, psychologists, et cetera, can bring us a new lens. For the believer, at the end of the day, you gotta rely on Holy Spirit. And what is Holy Spirit convicting you of in this particular area? And if
Mm.
Holy Spirit is not convicting you on this, then who am I to sit here and say, okay, well, you should not do this based on my conviction? Because at the end of the day, you got to answer the Holy Spirit's leading and guiding for you every day.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. That's so good. So yeah, that's where the parenting would diverge there. And I thought it was interesting, as you mentioned, that the parenting chapter was so focused on sexuality, because there's so many other aspects of parenting that could have been delved into. Again, that's a whole book, as we mentioned earlier with Andy and his wife, Andy Stanley and his wife. We read that last year or the year before.
Yeah.
And so when he was like, "Man, hey, I ain't tripping if you're in the shower and you feeling kind of way, but I'm not for you pulling out Pornhub videos." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like,
What just
okay, well, what does feeling some kind of way mean? There has to be some imagery or image.
yeah.
So yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah.
Yep. So, but other than that, I didn't think I couldn't think of anything that was a what, right?
Yeah.
I think the truthfulness of it, the honesty of it, the authenticity of it, and the methodology by
Mm.
which they arrived at conclusions and healthy spaces and places. Because I also could not think of one part of their story that I could not identify with.
That's right, man. Yeah. That's good.
Um, my wife and I have had to uh, pivot every few years in different seasons that we've been in, depending upon how many kids are present,
Mm.
requirements, seasons of the job, health differences, or city location. I mean, all those things, finances. I mean, that story that they told, bro. That story that they told of going to Ruth Chris and couldn't afford the meal. He
And
was
I've
like,
heard him tell that before. I was like, I'm glad you put that in the book.
"Oh, I had not heard him tell that." Okay,
Okay.
but man, I could identify with that so much. Man, we went to this restaurant one time. My wife and I went to this restaurant one time, and our pride wouldn't allow us to walk out because we had already asked so many questions about the menu that we
Mhm.
just ended up settling on a salad. Each one of us got a Caesar salad.
Mm. The Caesar salad, that's hilarious.
Yeah, we couldn't afford the
Y'all
full,
just went in there and got a Caesar?
bro. That's all we could afford at that point.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
I know you can't identify with having a
Oh,
lack of
come on,
resources,
man. Don't do me like that, man.
but
Don't do
some
me like
some
that.
some of, some of us had to start at the bottom, but now we're here.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, I know you grew up on the wealthy side of Brunswick.
Boy, I don't even know if that even exists. I don't know what you talking about.
Hey, hey, I saw them videos from Brunswick when the Ahmad Arbery story was being
Oh,
being
we
written.
got beaches, but that don't mean that we wealthy. They're wealthy on the other side of the freeway.
Well, okay, I got you. Well, there was a season. There was a season. My wife and I was rubbing them nickels together.
Mm, yeah. No,
Uh,
man. We was in that same space, bro. Like I'm between jobs. Like I wasn't lawyering all my life. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
we definitely know the struggle, bro. Definitely know the struggle.
Here's I think a significant point in this conversation, right? Um, I find Pastor John, for those that are coming in, we're talking about Marriage Be Hard. That's the book for this month. Um, I feel so bad for some singles and dating couples now who have bought into the notion that you're supposed to have all of it together and all of it right then before you get married. There is something beautiful in my mind in the marriage world when you and your spouse build it together.
Together. I mean, it's much more meaningful. Like,
Man,
rather than saying, "Come into what I built, build with me." Let's
yeah,
build
man.
together. That's good, man. That's good.
Like I get, that there are people that get married older now and all of that. So I'm not aloof to that, and I'm not speaking in absolutes in any way, shape, or form. But I
Mm.
would offer to those that are watching this and that may watch this later, and marriage is on the menu for you in the future, or you're considering some of the dynamics of marriage. Obviously, we want you to go get the book "Marriage Be Hard" and read
Mm.
it for yourself. But I think rather than always asking, what is this other person bringing to the table, and what am I bringing to the table? I think sometimes a better approach is, does this person have what it would take to build with me?
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
That's good.
When my wife and I got married, man, every piece of furniture in our house was given to us. And
Yeah.
I'll never forget the very first time that we were able to go to the furniture store and buy our own furniture for the first time. Man, you would have thought that we had won $1 million. I'm kind of getting a little emotional thinking about it.
Wow.
You
Wow.
know, the cars that we had when we got married were cars that our parents had bought for us, in college and that kind of thing. So going for the first time to buy our own vehicle together with our name on it. We've bought several houses, had a house built, and that'll test your marriage in a different way.
I know it will. And that's our next thing is we're going to do a new build. And I'm like, I know that's going to be a test, boy. Woo! Man, hey, that's simple though. We had a similar process, man, of like having the furniture donated to us when we first got married. Bro, we went to the furniture store first time and bought a whole bedroom. You couldn't tell us nothing.
Nothing, man.
A whole bedroom set. I was like, oh, this is the Richards family.
Hey, when we bought our first suite of furniture, I was like, oh, we grown now.
Right. You got a whole suite. Everything match.
Everything match. Hey, and the beauty of it was we could afford to go buy our own bedspreads and sheets and pillowcases.
Right.
I said, we somebody now.
Man, listen, my mama used to send us everything, boy. God bless my mama.
Yeah.
This
last time. Go ahead.
One other thing I wanted to mention that was really I thought was interesting was on the chapter on fidelity.
Yeah.
I think Lisa may have said this, but oftentimes cheating is less about wanting a new relationship or about wanting the current relationship to be different.
Yeah.
It's not the grass is greener. It's like, man, I want this one to be different. The current one I'm in to be different.
Yeah.
Infidelity. Think about infidelity in that way, and even in some of the conversations I've had with some folks who've experienced it, man, that's been the bottom line for the other spouse. Not that excuses their behavior, whether emotional affairs or either physical affairs, but there's always well, she doesn't give me this, and I need this from her. Communication. Communication. So, yeah, I thought it was cool. You were about to talk about the last chapter?
Well, I was just going to say, man, I love how they closed out the book by giving sort of 15 lessons over 18 years of marriage. So this book was written, let me go back, 2022. So that was 4 years ago at this point now. So at this point, I mean, they're going to be coming up on 25 years here soon. Man, I just think it's just good lessons. They dealt with resentment, differentiation, which I thought was good, seasons, vulnerability, sex, experience first together. That's what they talked about, the Ruth Chris thing. Parenthood, marriage be hard, honor, which was amazing, spontaneity, dream together, apologize. Man, that section on apology was so good because there is something supernatural about an apology?
Yeah. And then it's just 2 words. This is crazy.
I'm sorry.
That's it, man.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. So good. Intimacy, celebrate, and then everything ain't for everybody. The other thing, that celebrate section, I think was powerful too, because I found myself, we had to learn how to get better at this, especially when you're busy. You know, in our case, four children, jobs, multiple projects going on, involved in the community, et cetera, et cetera. You can find yourself, if you're not careful, where you kind of overlook and not celebrate something that you need to be celebrating, and that, you know, you can miss moments. You can miss moments. Elder Moore said this was an honest, helpful book. Agree with the section on apology was a high point. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
All right, brother. Book club banger. Book club banger.
Book club banger. Book club banger. Find my rubric and Notion so you stop talking about me.
Oh, I'm gonna talk about you.
Hey man, what we got next month?
Simply Jesus.
N.T. Wright. We're gonna talk about Jesus with N.T. Wright. Ain't nothing wrong with that leading up to Easter.
Yes, sir.
So we got N.T. Wright on deck. Relationships, marriage was last month. This month's gonna be a little bit more theological, but man, ain't nothing wrong with focus on Jesus.
A new vision of who he was, what he did, and why he matters.
Come on, man.
Hey, and depending on how, I haven't read it yet, but depends on how he come at this next month, Pastor John. We might have to play Reverend I'm drawing a blank on his name. It starts with an S, but that's my king.
Oh yeah, buddy. Listen, that snippet right there, if that don't get you, if that don't get you, I don't know what will. We gotta play that. We gotta play it. Depending on how the book go, but we gotta play that. That gotta be our close.
What's his name? S.M. Lockridge.
Lockridge, that's what it is. Lockridge. Oh boy, that right there gets you going. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this has been good, man. This month has been good with the book, and it was refreshing. It was one of the best marriage books that I've read. So I'm gonna probably get a few more copies and distribute it to a few people and all of that kind of good stuff. So
yeah, man. Yep.
All right, y'all. March 27th.
Yeah, great. This was great. Really enjoyed hanging out with you, brother, and enjoyed this book. I cannot wait for N.T. Wright next month. Can't wait to talk about Jesus.
Have you already read it? You done?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Simply Jesus, March 27th, y'all. Put it on your calendars. Mark your calendars. We're going to be here, and whatever platform you're watching this on, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, make sure that you are following us, and then also make sure that you're connected via email. The link for our email list is in the chat, whatever platform you're watching this on, or in the profile of the video. So we're here every month, and this is how we're journeying together, the Christian Leaders Book Club. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is where we're headed this year. This is where we've already been this year, and it's going to be an amazing, amazing journey as we journey together, one with the other, learn, lifting, and getting insight from one another in an incredible way. Pastor John, anything else, brother?
No, man. No, I'm excited about the rest of this year. Excited about the Christian Leaders Book Club. We had a few people join us today. I see Angel was in here.
Yeah.
And Elder Moore was in here. So that's good, man. I saw Joyce was in here as well. A couple of my members I see was in the Chizat. So good stuff, brother. Good stuff, man.
This book, Marriage Be Hard, making me want to go find my wife and flirt with her a little bit.
My anniversary is next weekend. No, not next 2 weeks.
Hey man, happy anniversary.
Yeah, man. 17 years, brother. We leading up to 20, man. 20.
Go to Ruth.
Huh?
Go to Ruth Chris.
We can afford it now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother. Enjoy your
right.
month. Blessings, everybody. See y'all next month, March 27th. March 27th.
See y'all next
Peace.
month.
Yeah. Peace.